How's it? And welcome to the Tové Tabloid, the place where you can hear all about it right here on tovekane.com and elgofm.co.za. Here's the bonus. We just chatted to her on the radio. Miraculously, she's here on video as well. I needed you to see the fine art photographer, the master fine art photographer. It's Marlene Neumann. Your book is magnificent.
Thank you, Tove.
We're going to talk about that. You've gone with emotion, metaphysics, spiritual connections. Beautiful.
Indeed. I think it's time that photography was given the recognition that it in fact is based on spirit. It is based on magic. That's basically what encouraged all the original darkroom photographers way back in the 1940s. The fact that it was magical.
It's a magical process, and let's talk about that. You have devised the Neumann. It's world famous now, isn't it? If we think about your process, the Neumann process. But what you've done beyond that is you've gone beyond the technical and you've brought us back to the human nature, the nature of what it is to appreciate beautiful things.
You know, Tove, if we can maybe just center, as I would always say to the students before they take a picture, center yourself, is that photography is not technical, although it's a technical process. It's merely, if we have to talk about paintbrush and understanding the bristles and the wood and the paint, and we'd be stuck there. But the fact that photography is beyond that, it's an art. That when you take a photograph, you are capturing that essence, that moment in time where this beautiful image is happening. And you need to be able to take that and portray it out there.
I think that helps a lot of people photographically to just calm down about the technical aspects. It's the first time I've considered the metaphor of the paintbrush and the camera. It is art that you are achieving, and you shoot things, living things, inanimate things. I've loved your staircases, your plants, even just a seaside shot. How do you make the decision as to what is a shot?
I think that's very much what you said earlier on the radio, was that photographing things, what you feel rather than what you see. It's how something makes you feel. An old staircase, how does it make you feel? That's the connection that you bring out. If I have to photograph you, I think that you work a lot with your mind. So I would photograph that. I was talking to Shadow Twala in Cape Town, and when I was being interviewed by her, I noticed that her hands was her. So it's making that split decision and being aware. Photographers need to rather learn to be aware,
yes,
than focusing on the technical aspect. So it's being aware of who's Tove, how does Tove tick or click, what is it about her that. So she's a fascinating character, and that's what I need to capture. So yeah, being able to work with understanding and awareness of everything around you at all times.
I noticed that when you workshopping with people, you are a master photographer in your own right, and yet somebody will come with a Mick and Druk camera and you have no ego about it at all. You're quite willing to share the artistry. It's wonderful.
Because I think it's not about the camera. You know, it's the same way I've always used that analogy with the students as well as it's the stove analogy. You don't judge a cook by the stove that they use. You judge a cook by how it tastes, and it's the same with. It's been a man's world. The photography world is very much a male-dominated world. It has been,
yes,
from where I came from 30 years ago, and the left brain being the dominant side of the males, the analytical and all the tools and the gadgets was very important to that side of it, and I think that the feminine side or the female side has struggled with that, and breaking through. We are emotional creatures. And we are the ones that can make pictures talk. No offense, males, but you do tend to get a bit more of and even if a male can do that, it's more his feminine side that's coming through, that he's not afraid to show some emotion.
If you want to know more about the feminine, there is a chapter in this book, Sky Meets Land. It's beautiful. I highly recommend you get it. Here's Marlene's website and contact details in closing.
It's www.marleneneumann.com.